In Fanatec's announcements, there were a few products being shown, and one of the most impactful ones is actually the wheel hub, the Formula V3, more or less the podium pedals we are all expecting, but this one will have an impact, a very deep impact, in a way that you use your ecosystem. For those of you who don't know, the Fanatec's ecosystem is still very much locked, and normally you either go somewhere else or you get something like one of these emulators to use their products. And that created an issue because you need to go to a third party in order to get to use your own equipment if you don't want to spend money on the Podium Hub, which they offered, but it was like £200. Quick disclosure, I have an affiliate link with Fanatec. Fanatec sent theirs. All opinions are my own, as they are going to be evident. And we're going to have a quick look at this. But before going there, press like and subscribe if these videos help you out. I'm trying to get 100,000 subscribers. Also, check out Coach Dave Academy, the channel sponsor. The Wheel Hub will set you back 99 euros or $99, which is quite interesting because that was the price of the QR2 normal that they were selling. That means that the QR2, the regular just QR2 without any sort of emulator, if you can call it that, has dropped to £89. So that means if you want to have access to your third-party wheel, the price for you, for Fanatec, won't change a bit, which is the good news. It's essentially the same price as the QR as they was sold before. We can compare this to the few options that are available in the market to activate your force feedback, and we have to remember that this is sort of a decided decision that they made a few years in the past that at this moment it's still biting them in the butt, so you have to get all of these things to activate your force feedback. But in comparison, the prices for the competition to activate their own quick release, there are a couple of options. I've shown them in videos before. You could get, for example, one of these emulator nubs. This is around £22, £25, €20, depending on which brand you have. This one is a sim racing machine. Simube sells them. I have an affiliate link in the description as well. Tinlenki sells them. And then you would have to buy separately, for example, a quick release. You can get them from Simube or Tinlenki or whatever. That would be around €50, €60, which puts the price of everything together around the same as the Wheel Hub. But of course, you could have more of those. Or you could get something like a Sim Hub Ultra. This one specifically is €75. It will, some of them will come from China, and then you'll have to add customs to on top of it. But on average, this will be slightly cheaper. What Fanatec has now with the Wheel Hub is a solution that goes everything together with their brand. Normally, when that happens, of course, it will be more expensive. It adds one extra thing that I think is interesting. Opening the box up, I think Fanatec is going on a good way on boxes. I know that a lot of people don't praise boxes. I do praise boxes because boxes are the first interaction you have with the product. You have the manual. You also have this small little thing. You have a small paper bag with some tools and some of the nuts inside. And also you have the QR. In the box, there is this bag with tools. You see some tools. You see also this little clip over here. You see some bolts and these nuts. So you have all the tooling necessary to assemble a wheel. In our case, we're going to do it on the GSI FPE V2, which is the wheel that I'm liking the most at the moment. Maybe one day Fanatec will have something, who knows, that will compete with that or along the lines of that. We're going to have a look at the weights. I have like a kitchen scale over here, and in that scale, let's start firstly with the FIA approved QR2. That is 417 grams, give or take 5 or 10%. This will be the QR2 Ultra from Simube that already has the internals, and that one is 470 grams. And this is the Fanatec Hub, 605 grams. So it is significantly heavier than the Simube version. Maybe that plate would be a good thing for those of you who want to have like the 50x8, but there's always the availability. I don't know why they did it, or maybe I do because they don't want to have an extra SKU of adding, these perforations here at the side. So in this case, you just plug and play one, and well, it makes it heavier. It's also a little bit sad to see, in my opinion, that they are not selling the internals separately. In that case, you would just plop it in whatever QR2 you have available, and that would make everything easier for everybody. And then on the inside, you have this little thing. This is basically the emulator, the shaft, the emulating shaft they want to use, and then you have just a regular QR2 over here. Kind of wish they had more options for this. If I wanted to substitute, there's really nothing that stops me to use this one. And in reality, I could probably use it. That wouldn't be such a bad idea. There's also a really interesting mount over here. There's these little ridges, and those ridges stop you of installing the QR2 the wrong way. So that means that they have this already ready to sell it separately if they want it, which honestly would make everybody's life so much easier. And honestly, this is a really pretty solution that they have. It's not the most elegant one, because that would be just using this without anything inside. But it's a pretty solution, and honestly, the machining is really good. Fanatec's machining, must be say, it's been improving in a very good way. And inside, you have the holes. The 50.8 are threaded holes. The holes for 6x70 are not threaded, and then they have the quick release, their own quick release holes. Those ones would be threaded. So there's really not a quick way-ish. It is not very long to take all of this off and install it in a wheel to install this part. All of this will be faster. The Simube solution will be a bit of a cleaner one because they do have the holes. This one doesn't, but it does have the plate. So you choose one or the other. This one is a pretty solution and allows you to, mix and match whatever you want. So now the installation should be very straightforward, is to essentially just push it down, put it down in the correct position, and then just install the necessary bolts. There's a few to choose from. I do have other ones if I needed to. And that's basically it. And there it is attached. It was really, really fast. It took me like 5 minutes at most to assemble everything. So it will be 12 bolts in total if you want to use the 12 bolts. If you don't want to use the 12 bolts, and generally I haven't been using it, it will be just slightly faster. But here it is with the FPV2. It is an elegant solution. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any QR2 pass-through. Maybe one day they'll add it. In the software side, there isn't really much to say. It is connected as a hub, and that's basically it. The only thing you can do is, if you want, you can really change the image of the wheel hub, and that's basically it. So software side is essentially plug and play. Just put it in, and it comes with that, and that's basically it. In terms of conclusions, the Fanatec wheel hub is a solution, very simple solution to a problem that Fanatec themselves created. But it works, it's not cumbersome, and fortunately, it's really not that much more expensive than the third-party solutions that are available at the moment. And the price difference, in my opinion, is compensated somewhat by the possibility of using, on the get-go, 50x8 wheelbases or wheels. That will be, for example, the case of the aforementioned Bavarian Simtech and some other wheels. And that wouldn't require really some sort of adapter to make it compatible, which should be the case with the Simubes. But of course, your mileage may vary depending on situations. In terms of recommendations, it's a straight up recommendation because it simply works. Unfortunately, no USB pass-through connection at the moment. Maybe one day, who knows, we can pressure them enough to have some sort of solution for USB pass-through. But as it is a very decent built quality piece of kit. It is actually the same price as the QR2 was before, so there's really no way to not recommend it, or at least as an option, if you are looking to get a third-party wheel, just like this GSI FPV2, link in the description, that I've been using for quite a while. And now I can use it with Fanatec stuff instead of using a third party. Leave me in the comments your thoughts and what you think of this.